My name's Ernest, Beth. I'm the sector lead for agribusiness for upstream advisory within IFC for Asia. What that means is I work with companies that IFC's invested in or are looking to invest in. We develop the capacity in certain areas, including food fortification, food safety, other areas like that. That's my day job. But what I'm quite interested in is nutrition improvement. And I'm an American. And a few people today mentioned that large scale food fortification really took off in the 1940s when the United States came up with a mandate for fortification of certain products. And it really kickstarted the global fortification, large scale fortification movement. But what people forget is even before large scale mandated fortification in the United States, there was voluntary fortification. And that had begun about 20 years before. And that was when companies began to what we called enrich food, food that was being processed. A number of the beneficial products in it had been taken out in the processing process, and vitamins were being put back into that. And we had some success there. So especially when this last group was talking, and they were talking about large-scale fortification, the question I had in my mind was, why do you need mandatory fortification when you have examples of successful voluntary fortification? So I was happy that this group talked about that. They showcased successful implementation of large-scale food fortification programs, and they reinforced the importance of public-private partnerships and innovative business models. And they didn't talk just about mandatory fortification. They talked about the importance of these partnerships and these stakeholders working together. And one of the people, Vikram from Hexagon, he talked about the growth after the Indian government made fortification mandatory for some products. And that really made sense to me. There was an immediate business opportunity. A business jumped into it, and what they were looking for was predictability. You know, if they could have the predictability, then they were going to invest in the business. The participants discussed why voluntary fortification isn't always enough, and why setting standards for fortification, educating consumers, monitoring compliance to standards, and recognizing those in the vanguard instead of mandating fortification by law can be sufficient, may not always be sufficient, but it's a first mover, and it can help to nudge the industry along. I like that the participants highlighted the importance of fortifying staple foods so that it's affordable and adds to dietary diversity. Somebody here asked about what I would call isn't eating a colorful plate enough. And in my family, my wife especially it was eat a colorful plate, you know, eat the orange, eat the green, eat the whatever the color is on the food. And, you know, in the age where we're looking for more and more fast food, we're looking for more and more easier food and relying more and more on processed food, fortification is one of it's not the only solution, but it's part of the solution to consumers who can't always eat a colorful plate, if you will.